Joe mentioned it at the top of the show, breaking overnight, the latest read on China's growth slowing to its lowest pace in nearly 30 years. That may explain some of what we're seeing here. Eunice Yoon, who is, I believe, in the same town where Tim Cook is right now in Beijing. Eunice.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Well, first getting to the numbers, I think you could prepare that Chinese policymakers are going to be unveiling more stimulus soon. That's what most analysts now believe after the third quarter numbers missed, coming in at 6%. And that's because mainly the weak demand overseas as well as at home. And then the trade war has been weighing on factory output. The September numbers rebounded, but most analysts say that a recovery in September is something that you usually see, especially for industrial output. And they're more concerned about sluggish demand and the U.S.-China trade deal weighing on the outlook for the economy. Even the normally more optimistic Statistics Bureau sounded gloomy today, saying that China faced a big downward pressure, a complex, serious situation, and a rise in external uncertainties. So the Bureau said that China planned to front load some of its special local government bonds. Those issuances are going to be moving from 2020 to 2019, so this year. And that's supposed to help keep China's economy steady in the fourth quarter as well as beyond. Now, separately, Tim Cook, yes, he is in town. He was actually featured on state TV today because he was attending a Tsinghua University event along with the vice president, Wang Qishan. Now, Cook is a board member at that university and often does come to China for the events. And separately, the market regulator posted on its social media account that the chief of the market regulator ended up meeting with Tim Cook. And according to the regulator, the two spoke about expanding investment and business in China, as well as the importance of protecting consumer rights. And as you guys were talking about, it was only about a week ago that Apple was very much criticized by the state media here for its seeming support for an app which Hong Kong protesters were using to track the police. So that app has now been pulled, and there's a lot of controversy around that decision.
Okay. Eunice, thank you for that. I know what Apple did relative to that app in Hong Kong. Apple and Tim have not been any more outspoken, though, on this issue. I mean, this is sort of I imagine they've been very quiet in the way that many NBA players have been quiet.
Well, you mean here, Cook has not said anything. And when we called Apple, and Apple declined to comment on his visit at all. So on social media, there hasn't been a whole lot about his visit because Apple hasn't been very vocal about it. Actually, this is different from the latest from the NBA. Actually, it was pretty interesting because as you guys are going to talk about it later, but Adam Silver, right, NBA's chief, was quite vocal, saying that the Chinese government ended up pressuring them to try to get Daryl Morey fired. And in fact, the Chinese government hit back at that today, which was a little unusual. And the foreign ministry had said that they, in fact, did not make such a demand. In other words, saying that from their perspective, Silver wasn't very truthful.